Hi friends, it's Julie Golding-Page, independent Stampin' Update demonstrator here along the tidal Scudig or St. Croix River, the traditional territory of the Passamaquoddy, and I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really simple and really elegant card. It only takes a few minutes, and we're going to be using this set here, the Perfectly Pears set. So it's just the stamp set that you need. It does come with a bundle that will cut out these shapes if you want to stamp and color them, but we're going to do it super simple today. So let's get right to our project. All right, so I have all my pieces pre-cut except for one here. I'm going to demonstrate how to make the little die cut here. This one I did die cut already, so that's the background green there. And that's made with this set of dies, which is called perennial postage dies. So I really like these ones. I use them on so many different cards, and I'm going to start off by cutting something with them right now. So I'm just going to take out this little one here. That's what I used to make my little label here. Just gives it a nice decorative edge. So let's do that right now. I'm going to pull out my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for that. This is a cute little thing. It's just a small version of the bigger one that Stampin' Up! Sells, and we can just go ahead and use it. So we just need to make a sandwich with our paper. You start with plate number 1, and it's got all the instructions right on the plates. You need 2 plates number 2. You can see mine are very weathered, but they're still working great. I do have a new set, but I haven't needed them yet. So you make a sandwich in between your 2 plates number 2. So you'll have your die here, and you'll have your little piece of paper. This is basic white cardstock from Stampin' Up! And everything I use in my videos will be Stampin' Up! Unless I tell you otherwise. So you can just count on that. And you can see one side is flat, and the other side is kind of nubbly. And that's the cutting side, but it's not sharp. It's the pressure that is caused by the machine of cranking it through with your hand that actually cuts. So there, we just put that down with the cut side down. You can use a little bit of washi tape to just hold it down if you want to. And then we're going to add our plate on top, and then we're just going to crank it through. So it's going to be super quick. So I'd love to hear if you have tried this bundle yet, and if you don't have a demonstrator with Stampin' Up!, I would be delighted to help you out. I can help anybody in Canada because they do ship anywhere in Canada, and no worries about the Canada Post strike right now because they deliver via courier. So we haven't heard anything is amiss at all in our shipments, so that's a good thing. So here is our little piece of paper. I'm going to put that down there. And now I'm going to stamp. So you can see it's kind of this pinkish orange color, which is actually this one here. It's Flirty Flamingo. It's one of the nicest Stampin' Up! Colors, I think. And I don't have a lot of occasion to use that in the fall season. So I'm really happy I can do that. And we're going to use this little stamp here that's hello. So I'm just going to get that out. I know it's right over here. So it's just that little clear stamp. We're going to put that on our block, and we're going to go tap, 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 tap. You can see that it's all inked up there, and I'm just going to stamp toward the right side. All right, there we go. And if you'd like to find out more about this project and you want the full supply list and so forth, you can just click through on the link that's here right in the post, and that'll take you to my website, and you can see all my other projects as well and the full supply list. And so let's put this back right away. I always like to do that because if I don't, I find it's easy that it can go astray. And these are clear, so you can't see them if they get stuck to something else on your desk, some other papers or something, so I always like to put them away. So again, this is Perfectly Pears. And we're going to close up our ink right away so we don't make an ink disaster. And then we can put together the rest of this card. So I'm going to get the paper out next. This is the Painterly Pears paper. And I have to say, when I first saw it, I knew I had to get some of it because look how gorgeous it is. So here's one of the patterns. It's Secret Sea in the back. It's this very deep, deep blue, which is really gorgeous with the yellows and greens. We also have this one, and if you have the bundle, you can cut out the pears, or even with scissors, you can cut out these pears and use so many of them out of one piece of paper. We have this beautiful pattern as well with a background color of petal pink, which is kind of a slightly peachy pink. I guess it would be peachy pink, yeah. And then there's this one, and then each one will have kind of a monochromatic tone on the back, and there's 2 more patterns that you'll find in the paper as well. And like I said, if you're looking for the supply list, just click through on the link that's here in the post, and you can go right to my website, and it'll all be there. If you have any questions, just send me a message. I'd be happy to help you out. All right, so I've already pre-cut a piece of the paper. That's very beautiful, and that's the other side of that one. And I've already used the perennial postage dies to cut this out for myself. So I just am going to adhere these 2 together. So very, very simple. We're not doing anything complicated. And if you like this project, this shows you what my online classes are like. I offer them anywhere in Canada. And there's a link right in this post as well for my holiday classes. So they're all going to be holiday themed for Christmas and winter. And I would love to have you join in one of those. This is just a panel of basic white cardstock. So we're going to adhere that together. Again, very simple. I'm using Stampin' Seal here, which is a Stampin' Up version of the tape glue. It works very well. I like it because it's such high quality stuff. I find Stampin' Up stuff is really super high quality and doesn't dry out and kind of get icky after a while, like some ones that I've tried in the past from other companies. So I really like it. And I've said many times to my customers that as much as I like all the fancy papers and everything and all the stamps that Stampin' Up does, the reason that I like them is actually their adhesives, because they're consistently good and they stand by their quality, so that if they find something that they don't think is up to snuff, they will actually remove it from their selling list, and you won't be able to buy it because they want to make sure that it's top-notch. And I really respect that. Okay, so now I've got this card base that I pre-cut. This is just a half an 8.5 by 11 paper. And I'm going to adhere, whoops, there's a little dot there, so I'm going to use this side. So I'm going to adhere this with some foam adhesive to pop it up a little. And I'm going to use these foam adhesives here, which are Stampin' Dimensionals. And again, from Stampin' Up. I love these little hexagons. And a tip, just in case you haven't seen it before. So the hexagons don't go all the way to the edge. You can maybe see that there. There's an edge piece. You can also cut those with your scissors and use all those little pieces as I did here. I always do that because I figure they stick just as well as the hexagons do. So why not get your money's worth on the whole thing? So I always use them. So let's see, we're going to put this on. And we'll put that on there. Okay. And then we're going to take our little label here. And I've just got a regular hole punch. So this is, I think, a 1/4 inch hole punch. It's not from Stampin' Up. It's just something I've had in my drawer for a really long time. And I'm just going to make a hole in it so that I can put my ribbon through. So I find it a helpful little tool to have around. See how little that hole is? So it's a really nice tool, just one of these. You can probably get it at a craft supply store. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell those. And I'm going to use this lovely ribbon. So just a tiny piece of this Stampin' Up! Ribbon called Mossy Meadow and Gold Trim. It's 1/4 inch wide. And look at that. You can see gold thread interwoven with this deep green called Mossy Meadow. So it's a really beautiful shine that you get on your card. Look at that shine. So it adds a little extra something and just makes it feel more like a harvest card, I find, with these pears. I was thinking about pears anyway because we got this fantastic bag of pears the other day. And they just look so appealing with a little bit of red on them. Like you'll see in the paper here, just a little pinkish red on the green and yellow pears. And they just are so appealing. They just make you want to eat them, I think. They're really nice. So I'm just going to tie that. And then what we're going to do is just use scissors. So just a nice sharp pair of scissors. And we're going to clip that. And you can see here, I tied that right on the spool. So look at how little waste there is. In fact, there's none, because I was able to just see exactly how much I wanted to use. So I always advise my customers to just tie your ribbon right on the spool. Don't cut it in advance, and it'll last longer because you'll get more out of it that way, and so little waste. All right, so we've got that ready to go. We're going to put a couple more of our little dimensionals on the back there to pop it up and give it a little extra height. And let's see, where would we like to put that? Maybe up here. I think that would be a good spot. All right, and then we're going to put some embellishments on. So these are really pretty embellishments here. They come in Mossy Meadow, Pool Party, Petal Pink, and I think that one is it Darling Duckling maybe? I'm not sure what the yellow one is. I think it might be that though. Anyhow, it's a very pretty color and it goes very well. It must be Darling Duckling because that's the color yellow in here. So it's a really beautiful color, very creamy, you can see here. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to put one there and a couple of them as the centers for these little flowers. I'll hold that up so you can see. So on the pinkish flowers, I'm going to put yellow ones in the center and then one yellow up there as well. So I'm going to take one bigger yellow one, put it right up here by hello, and I'll show you closer too after I get this done so you can see. There's one there in the flower center. And another one there. And that, my friends, is the end of the card. So super simple, easy card, yet elegant look. You could make multiples of these in short order, and you don't need a whole bunch of supplies to do it. So just a reminder again, if you're interested in the supply list, click right through on this post and you can find that. And also there's a link here to my online classes, and I'd be delighted if you wanted to join us for our holiday classes. So thanks very much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.